The nurse's voice was too steady. That's what told me something was wrong. Your son needs you, now. I drove like a man chasing a ghost. When I reached the school, he was waiting in the office, small frame shaking, one eye already swelling purple. I knelt, my voice level. What happened? His lips trembled, then words spilled in jagged pieces. Dad, I went home for lunch. Mom was with Uncle Steve. I tried to leave. He slammed my face into the door, locked me in my room. I jumped from the window. They're still there. The air thickened. My pulse slowed instead of quickening. Military training doesn't make you fearless. It makes you deliberate. He touched my son. That was his first mistake. The second was assuming I was still the man I pretended to be at home. I carried him to the car, every muscle coiled. My wife, my brother, together. The betrayal should have broken me. Instead, it sharpened me. She'd told me Steve was just helping while I traveled for work, picking up groceries, fixing the faucet. I let myself believe it, because believing is easier than digging. But the bruise under my son's eye was not imagination. The tremor in his voice was not invention. The pieces aligned with every memory I'd buried. The laughter I overheard when I came home early. The locked phone she angled away from me. The smell of cologne that wasn't mine. It wasn't just infidelity, it was invasion. My own blood sleeping in my bed, touching what wasn't his, and now hurting my son. The betrayal wasn't abstract anymore. It had a face, two faces, both staring back at me from the cage of my past. I kept my calm. Outwardly, I was only a father tending to his child. Inwardly, I was cataloging every move. I started with her phone records, calls to Steve, late nights, long durations, labeled as work, always work. Then the financial trail. Hotel rooms booked under her name, but 2 breakfasts charged. Gas stations far outside her commute. Every fact confirmed what I already knew. Their affair wasn't a mistake. It was a life built in shadows. I moved like a ghost through my own house, checking drawers, opening her laptop when she forgot to close it, finding photos she thought she'd deleted. And in those photos, my son's toys in the background, my kitchen table, my bed. They didn't just betray me. They polluted the one place meant to be safe. I said nothing, not yet, because silence gives you the upper hand. Silence makes them believe you're blind. Meanwhile, I set the trap. The final proof came from the cameras, small discrete devices I installed after that day at the school. I watched the footage alone in my office. Steve walking through my door like he owned it. My wife greeting him with a kiss that belonged to me once. Their laughter, their careless whispers, and then the sound that froze me. My son's voice, small, scared, asking to go back to school. The shove, the door slamming, the muffled cry. It was all there. I burned the images into my mind, then copied them onto a single drive. That evening, I placed it on the dinner table. She noticed it while serving plates, froze when she saw my face. "What's this?" "Press play," I said. She did. Her expression collapsed. Denial first, then panic, then the desperate realization that there was no escape. "Please," she started. I held up my hand. Calm, controlled, deadly quiet. "You let him touch my son." Tears spilled. Excuses tumbled. She tried to close the laptop, but the footage kept running. Every second cutting her deeper than any words I could say. "I made a mistake." "No, you made choices." Her sobs grew louder. She begged, promised, swore it would end. I remained still, a soldier on watch. Then I leaned forward. "Here's what will happen. You will leave this house tonight. You will never see him again without my consent. And when the courts see this footage, they'll understand why." Her breath hitched, realization sinking in. The affair wasn't her undoing. The violence against our son was. That was the rope tightening around her neck. I slid the drive back into my pocket. My decision final. She reached for me once more, but I was already standing. "Steve can have you," I said, "but he can't save you." She left that night, broken, silent. My son slept in my arms, his bruised face pressed against my chest. He would heal. He was stronger than both of them combined. As for me, I felt no pity, no rage, only clarity. They thought betrayal made me weak. They forgot what I was trained to do: assess, endure, execute. I didn't need blood. I didn't need violence. I needed the truth. And the truth destroyed them more completely than I ever could. He touched my son once. That was enough to end them both.